Hello and welcome to the Fossil Huntress podcast. I hope you guys are all doing really well. Today on the show, I wanted to announce the dates for the 15th British Columbia Paleontological Alliance Symposia, tell you a little bit about the keynote speaker and dinner speaker, both of whom we are thrilled to have, and I'm sure you know, and a few of the paleontologists we've already got lined up to come and give us talks in this episode of The Fossil Huntress. Well, it's the news we've all been waiting for. The 15th BCPA Symposium is going to be held in Courtenay, British Columbia, on Vancouver Island on Canada's far western coast in August of 2025, and we have our dates, so save the dates. It'll be August 22nd to the 24th, and it's going to be a mixed conference. So for many, many years, they were always in person, and then we had COVID, and so we moved over to Zoom. So this one will be a blend of in-person and Zoom. And we are very excited to announce that the keynote speaker will be Kirk Johnson. So you will know him. He's the Sant Director of the Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History, where he oversees the world's largest natural history collection. And our keynote speaker is his partner in crime, artist Ray Troll. So it's a who's who lineup already for the symposium. And we're so excited to announce that those two, we actually moved the dates to accommodate their schedule because we wanted them, we had the hardly waits to get them booked. So those are the dates. And we have Kirk and we have Ray, and they will both be in person, so you can come and visit with them at the conference, but we'll also be sharing their talks via Zoom. If you haven't had the pleasure of meeting or interacting with Kirk Johnson, he is a wonderful human being, as well as being a paleontologist who travels the world and does amazing expeditions. He was actually at the first Vancouver Paleo Symposium. I don't know what number in the series that was, but that was back in 1999. And we've seen and watched his career progress. He's come back to give talks at our symposium and for the VIPS, the Vancouver Island Paleo Society, and is a remarkable human being. So he is the Sant Director of the Smithsonian, and as well as a paleontologist. He came to the Smithsonian in 2012, hot on the heels of his stint at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. And during his time there, he led expeditions in 18 U.S. states and 11 countries, including Ellesmere Island in the Arctic, which he mentioned in a talk that he gave for us, which is, well, I won't give the details away, but he found some spectacular, like, oh my goodness, spectacular fossils up there. And he's a plant guy, so he wants us all to know that plants are the most spectacular fossils. They don't need big teeth and long claws to be amazing. And so he would take a Floresantia slamming a theropod to the mat any day. He's found many exciting fossil finds, including some spectacular, very unplantish Canadian fossils. And he is joined by Ray Troll. So Ray's our dinner speaker, and he is an American artist. He's based up in the north in Ketchikan, Alaska, and he draws inspired by nature. So he's an interesting fellow in that he infuses his art with sort of a scientific eye and a wry sense of humor. And you may know him for his scientifically accurate and often humorous artwork, including his well-known design, Spawn Till You Die, which is a bit of art that pops up in some of the most unusual places. If you watch the film Superbad, the actor Daniel Radcliffe had on Ray Troll's t-shirt. So Ray will be joining us for the dinner in person at the symposia next August, and we will share that as well with you via Zoom. For the rest of the lineup for the conference, we don't have everybody booked yet. It's a year out, a little more than a year out, but it's going to be a who's who of interesting speakers. We're going to have vertebrate paleontologist Robin O'Keefe, who is the associate professor in biology at Marshall University, and he's going to be sharing on marine reptiles of the Comox Valley and a little taster of those around the world and a little compare and contrast. We'll have Ruth Stocky delighting us with insights onto the many fossil seeds we find on Vancouver Island and in the western shores of Canada. Margie Johns will be sharing an update on the fossil ratfish egg capsule that was found on the southern shores along Juan de Fuca on southern Vancouver Island in Juan de Fuca Provincial Park. And it's shaping up just to be an amazing who's who. I don't know if Jean-Bernard Caron will be joining us for the symposia. I hope he will, but he just gave a smashingly good talk on the Eager Formation up near Cranbrook. And Jean-Bernard Caron and team published a wonderful, comprehensive, kind of high-level, more generalist paper, but a great paper on the Eager, which is a Cambrian site. It's just a shade older than the Burgess Shale, and we find trilobites, lots of olenellids and Winaria, some Anomalocaris and Tizoia, so some interesting arthropods. It is a Lagerstadt, so it is a wonderfully preserved location. And the big heartfelt news there, along with so many others, is the olenellid that you used to call, potentially, after Lisa Bohatch and her unpublished 1999-ish PhD thesis under Rolf Ludvigsen. So never published, but circulated in the world. But it is now official that Olenellus ricei is Olenellus sanducii, after Guy Sanducci, who is a wonderful human being, a geologist in the area who's done a ton of work, both in professional geology and in community outreach. So very pleased to see the nod. And there's a few other bits and pieces in that paper which I will share in another episode. But so we just had that talk this weekend and it was fantastic. There's some bits of research that have not yet been published from that talk, so I can't share it live on the podcast or in the video stream archaea, but soon, and we can certainly write it up. So that's all the goodness, and I hope you guys are doing well, and we'll see you all again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.